No, Terry. Whatever. We're waiting. I don't care. Who cares? Who cares? All right. Success, completion.
This meeting is now adjourned.
This meeting is happening over the internet. This meeting is actually a podcast. You don't have to tell me 7 times. Oh, yeah, I needed to fix one thing.
Am I recording my video? Are we able to pull shit from this?
Yes. Thanks for reminding me.
It's the biggest pain. Big pain in the rump. Why can't we just pull this shit?
Because it looks stupid.
Yeah, that's the whole reason for pulling it.
Fine. Who cares?
Who cares?
Let's do it. Fine then. Don't set it up. Stop. Throw it on the ground. I'm already recording. I'm just going to cue the intro music. What are you going to do then?
I'm going to continue to alter this deal. I'm already recording too.
All right. Well, here we go.
Okay, kids. Let's go.
It's all happening.
Unaltered.
This is what happens behind the scenes.
I wonder if episode 5, the unaltered version, Boba Fett gets his way.
Hello, what have we here?
You guys are so funny.
Hello.
Holy shit. Thanks C3 penis face and R2 dickhead.
Hello there.
Looking? Found someone you have, I would say.
May the force be with us. Fucking A.
Good Day Galaxy, brought to you by Liquid Death.
Officially sponsored by Liquid Death Mountain Water. Still and sparkling. Murder your thirst.
Murder it today and tomorrow. You know what would be the perfect mascot for Liquid Death? Would be the T-1000 from T2. He's literally...
In liquid metal form.
Yes, he's literally Liquid Death.
Yeah. I could see that.
You're welcome. Sign me up. Hire me. I need Lucas and Liquid Death to reach out tomorrow. Let's do a spinoff series with T-1000 drinking some ice-cold fresh waters.
I was going to say Star Wars and Liquid Death crossover. Let's do it. You think if we just say enough that we're sponsored by Liquid Death, they'll sponsor us?
Yes, I do think that's exactly how it would work with them.
All right, cool. Let's do it.
We enjoy it.
Officially brought to you by Liquid Death. I'm going to pause for half a second. I'm not actually going to pause, but I'm just telling you that I'm going to pause. Can you lower your mic input just a little bit? Because whenever you talk at your volumes, you're making clipping sounds. You're distorted, dude. Oh, yeah. It's too loud, man. Your voice is too loud.
Oh, yeah. Can't you do it on your end? How the fuck do I do it over here?
I can't, no. When your control panel, audio, sound settings, input, gain, something like that.
Microphone.
Or just lean back like...
Automatically adjust. No, let's manually adjust. What about there?
There we go.
Okay.
That sounds great.
Perfect.
Thank you for your patience.
We are unaltered clones of C3 Penis Face and R2 Dangus.
Dickhead. Oh, man.
Oh, sure. So if you guys aren't live with us, Kamangus has Haunter behind him.
I do.
I appropriately chose the OT. I've been feeling old stock. The old style, man.
Yeah?
Just a little bit. I went back and tried to watch episode 4. I almost got halfway through.
I like how you said, I tried.
You know what's funny is I put it on and I ended up having to do something that took forever, and I got back and they were still on fucking Tatooine. I was like, how did I feel like I missed the whole movie? And I looked and it was just sand still. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, man, there's a deep connection in our culture where desert means high tech, and it's because of that fucking Star Wars movie. You know what I mean? You see Tatooine and you just think like space stuff, science fiction. even though it's a desert with nothing on it. It's because the first half of episode 4 takes place on Tatooine.
One would think.
I know. I don't think I know.
Yeah. No, do you have is there, to draw upon this, is there any spots that you've been on Earth that you're like, dude, this feels like Star Wars?
We visited Death Valley National Park, and there's a whole sand dunes area there. So that kind of looked like Tatooine.
Yeah.
And then when we were in San Francisco, we went into the Redwood Forest, and that's obviously actually Endor. Yeah, those are the only 2 parts. And there's a bunch of parts of Arizona that look like Mars, which isn't really Star Wars. I guess kind of like Geonosis-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's my Star Wars tour of the U.S.
Yeah, I can't even really particularly think of anything that would, I've like seen active lava, but it was so close to the ocean that I didn't get Mustafar feels or anything like that, but
Well, did you get, I guess now retroactively, did it look like Navarro?
No.
Okay. Is it Navarro? Did I just make Dave Navarro a Star Wars planet? Is it the same thing, right? What's the planet from Mandalorian where they have the thing?
Classified information.
Navarro. Yeah, it's Navarro. I got it.
It's with 2 R's. Navarro.
Navarro.
Yeah. That is a cool planet. That is one thing that I did feel somewhat more immersed in the galaxy in Mando.
Okay.
All of the... So, I guess maybe we could start here.
Let's do it.
If there was one thing that the prequels didn't do too well, was there was quite a disconnect with the green screen stuff. Whereas I know Mando is partially a green screen, but 1, I think the CG has caught up, and 2, the actual areas that they were able to film in, it just felt more realistic. It felt more believable, I guess. Whereas the prequels, there is a slight disconnect.
Except for the scene in season 2 where Boba shows up, and it was just like, oh yeah, we just went to this. We're just in Los Angeles over here.
Well, that feels real. That's almost.
Yeah, but it feels like the United States. It doesn't feel like Star Wars anymore. Which I don't know how a desert makes me feel like Star Wars, but
yeah,
it does. Yeah, I know what you mean though. They finally, you're totally right about it catching up. They finally hit the point where they can make anything they want, and it feels real to me. And I think I felt that way beginning with Rogue One.
Yes.
The cinematography and the CGI in Rogue One is like, that's a Star Destroyer. It's not a computer. It's not a graphic. That's a Star Destroyer.
Well,
it's
and
right
you
there.
look at Tarkin.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care who you are. Even if you hated it and thought he looked terrible, I'm like, dude, no. That looks
You're wrong.
fucking great.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to pick one thing off of his nose and you're like, look, it looks terrible. You're like, dude, if that's how deep you're going, he looks great.
Right. I
So,
agree.
no,
I agree.
that's funny because I was going to say Rogue One. That's the first time I thought, oh, wow. Like, knowingly, I know this is CG, whether it's Tarkin or whatever, and I'm looking at him like, God, that looks like they're really installing a huge dish on the Death Star.
Dude.
Shadows and everything. I mean, they really peaked.
Yep.
Right there.
Peaked. They haven't even begun to peak, Mopar.
They've peaked there. Until VR becomes a thing in the movies, where you are an actual character in the movie.
Well, I did mention like a year or two ago that I did that VR ride. It's not a ride because you walk through it. So it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of a ride. But where you put the vest on, it's like laser tag, VR helmet thing. It was ridiculously realistic. When you're walking across Mustafar on a skinny bridge and there's lava if you look down and it feels like you're going to fall and die. Like, it's pretty close. So if they can do more of that, that would be, yeah. We're heading there. It's getting ridiculous how realistic the graphics and the VR and everything is.
It's true. It's true.
Makes me want to get an Oculus.
You know what's another series? I know we bounce around, but
wait a second. Keep going on the VR thing for a second because I haven't even played the There was a whole Star Wars thing. Hang on, let me look it up.
Immortal something.
Yes, thank you. Vader Immortal. Yeah, was a whole VR Star Wars thing. I think it's for the Oculus. I haven't even played that. I haven't even looked it up actually. Oh man.
Yeah, that's something that a huge miss for me. I have no idea. I've never really done any VR stuff.
I would like to, but I don't even have time to play my Xbox. I can't go buy an Oculus Rift.
Sure.
Or maybe I can.
Ooh, donate one, Elon Musk, or whoever owns the Rifts and the Skiffs. Let's do it.
Elon just owns. Does he own everything by now? Him and Jeff Bezos, they just have everything, right?
Yeah, they're the ones. That's why they're going to space. They're trying to buy Earth.
This episode is sponsored by Oculus Tesla from Amazon. Get it now.
Also on Amazon, Liquid Death. Yeah.
So, sorry, I just wanted to interject that because I do remember that was one of the bigger releases at Celebration. There wasn't a crazy amount there besides Episode 9, but I remember them putting a huge focus on Vader Immortal. So, if anyone's played it, let us know. I'm curious. And then you were about to jump into...
Well, I was going to say the other series that I've never really had any issues with the CG is Harry Potter, actually. And they started quite a while ago. And, like, right off the bat, like, I know, like, I don't know, what's the ogre in the bathrooms in the first one? It probably doesn't look great.
Yeah, I gotta push back on this one a little bit with you.
Well, it's been a while since I've watched the absolute first one. I'm always like a Goblet and Beyond person, unless I'm in the mood to go, like, I don't know.
I'm a Azkaban and Beyond.
Yeah, that's probably what most people are.
No, I lied. I can't skip 1 and 2. It's too nostalgic, man. It's the start. It's more whimsical, especially the first one. It's not as like dark and dreary.
Well,
I do like the dark and dreary.
You're exploring the setting in the first one, like
right.
with Harry. He doesn't.
Exactly.
He's exploring for the first time, and you get to like see all the quirks and all the different areas. Yeah, it is fun. It feels fun. And innocent.
Yeah,
Whereas,
so I can't turn that down.
So let's compare the two. Episode 1, where's the fun and whimsicality of Episode 1? I don't feel it at all. Maybe it's because we're back on goddamn Tatooine, and we've already been there a bunch, but...
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, Anakin's a kid, so he kind of has that spirit about him.
Well, realistically...
We are seeing new areas of Tatooine.
Yeah, but it's still Tatooine. I guess the one area that we do get to is Naboo, obviously. Hidden City and everything, but it's less of an experience and just like we have to go here because we're forced here. And it's like whereas Harry was literally like in awe and wonder experiencing all this small little like quirky stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting because like Anakin doesn't even have that many questions because he sees Qui-Gon and he's like, oh, that's a lightsaber. You're a Jedi. I know all this. He can fix his pod. He can race his pod. The only thing he has questions about is midichlorians.
Yeah, he literally... Well, you do see some type of questions when he's flying with Rick O'Lee, because he's like, I'm basically a slave mechanic, so I want to see how this shit works, this Nubian.
Yeah.
But, he gets to Coruscant and has no questions. All he is cold. It is kind of weird, because there is no character development, really. He's set up as the Chosen One and continues to be all the way till he becomes Darth Vader.
Right.
He just knows all. And it is a weird thing. He's never a child, which is weird.
Yeah. He's sad about his mom, but yeah.
Is that weird? He's never really a child. He's a 9-year-old in the movie, but he's never really a child. He's winning Boonta Eve.
He's too advanced.
Yeah.
To have those, to have just be, he's too, because of the Force, I feel like he's too smart for his own good. He can't just be a carefree kid,
No, and obviously if you're raised in something like slavery, obviously you don't get to be a kid, which I get.
He does sound pretty happy most of the time.
It's true. Woohoo! Yeah, which is a pretty dark spot to go to in the Star Wars universe, but, I mean, they're the ones that set it up. Slavery exists in the galaxy, and the Republic doesn't exist out there to, manage or regulate all that shit. Tear it down, but...
yeah, it's pretty dark.
It's also something that they don't touch upon is the limitations of the Republic. Think of how many star systems that no one gives a shit if it's the Imperials in charge or the Galactic Empire or anything. Who gives a shit? They're not out here.
I disagree. I feel like they did kind of emphasize that with Tatooine in episode 1.
The Republic doesn't exist. Even the money doesn't exist out there. Why would it?
Well, that's what I mean. You kind of see Qui-Gon's shit doesn't work because they don't really care. Watto knows about Jedi, so that's not really a trick. They have slaves. Padme tries to push back, and Shmi's like, that shit doesn't work out here with Tatooine.
Who do you think? Fuck you think you are, Queen?
Yeah. But get that shit out of here. It's Tatooine. So we can see that a little bit, I guess. I don't know.
Well, and it's the small little things that I get it that the prequels kind of miss upon because it really should affect Padme very much that like slavery exists. And there's nothing she can do about it. But she kind of just says, okay, we bought the one slave that we needed. And he won the race, and I'll probably marry him later, and we're good.
That's really funny. Yeah. She's against slavery, but like Qui-Gon gambled for a kid's life. And she's just like, well, I guess that worked out.
That makes sense. We own him now, so let's just train him.
No, he's free. He didn't transfer Anakin's ownership over to Qui-Gon.
I mean, on Tatooine, I bet there is a receipt somewhere.
That's true.
From
maybe,
Watto.
maybe Qui-Gon just told Anakin that he was free, but in reality, he's like...
He's property of Qui-Gon now.
Yeah. Well, so that means Anakin was in Qui-Gon's will, and Anakin transferred to Obi-Wan.
Well, and the life debt that from Jar Jar. There was a lot of shit passed down from Qui-Gon when he died. Obi-Wan obtained a lot.
Yep.
Yeah, I need to see Qui-Gon's will. That's good.
I wonder if when Anakin and Padme got married on Naboo, someone had to like get a power of attorney and sign away Anakin's ownership from Obi-Wan over to Padme.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder how all that...
Did he go to the estate, the Jedi estate, and then they had to pull from there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yep, that's how it works.
Oh, man.
That's funny.
I'm not here to pick on just the prequels, but obviously every movie has, every sequel, every trilogy, whatever. They all have their issues.
I guess I don't have the same... All right, well, when I watch Phantom Menace and I watch the first Harry Potter or two, I feel the same because I got into Star Wars with Phantom Menace. But I think maybe looking back on it with a more critical eye, because chronologically everyone has seen the original trilogy first, it doesn't really have that same sense of exploration and everything's brand new. I guess you kind of more get that feeling with Luke in episode 4.
Right.
Anakin is 9 and knows way more than Luke being 19. Luke is going through and like, I can't see anything with this fucking blast shield, and I have to take care of these droids, and I don't understand who's this princess, what's Alderaan, what's this wizard. You know, he's kind of getting that introduction to the universe with us more than Anakin is.
It is weird. It's different circumstances, obviously, but
Slightly. Luke's not a slave.
he almost is, though. Like, he can't go anywhere or do anything. He works for a living for people that he probably hates, even though they're family.
Yeah.
And they won't answer any questions about his true family, so it's... Yeah, I mean... Different situations, same fucking planet, though. Maybe he found the receipt to Anakin.
Can't go to the academy.
Yeah. You know what's another huge pitfall? Let's really pick apart the Star Wars universe today.
That's what I'm here for. Let's do it.
In episode 4, one of the worst parts of episode 4 is how downplayed the destruction of Alderaan is, especially to Leia. Leia should be fucking just legit unraveled.
Yeah.
Like crazy, like we need to get him back, whether it's for revenge or justice. Like, they blew up my fucking people. We need to do something right now. And she just goes, "You're a monster." And then we're off again. And you're like, dude.
The Imperial Senate will never sit still for this.
She literally doesn't say a fucking word about it.
She should either be full of rage and going to the dark side, or she should be like depressed and like unmotivated because she's so distraught. Yeah.
Well, to like build upon that, like during all of the what do they call it? The planning meetings to blow up the Death Star, She should be running that shit, saying, "Look, these fuckers blew my stuff up. You know, do this, do that. These aren't good people." Or she should be out there recruiting, spreading the word that how Alderman's not there anymore. People should start listening, and you don't get any of that. It's always just like boom. She's like, "Oh man, who can I kiss around here?"
That's how she consoles herself. Yeah, she must have had a steady supply of fucking antidepressants though, just to keep her, on track, focused on the mission.
Yeah. I mean, it's easy to pick apart them all if you really want to. I mean, you go back that far, and filmmaking was just not the same. I don't want to shit on it. There's great stuff back there, but it's more refined nowadays, I will say. So,
from a certain point of view,
true, absolutely. And there, depending on what you're looking for in movies, you're gonna find it. So,
I'm not looking for anything in movies.
One-Eyed Willie.
What?
Looking for One-Eyed Willie.
Do we get the same sort of introduction to the universe, childlike wonder with episode 7 at all?
No.
More Desert Planet, though. That's the tie.
But I do think, well, it's different because we don't start with a child. But Rey's, I've never seen.
Luke a child?
Yes.
Rey's the same age.
Yeah, but Rey...
She can take care of herself.
We do see Rey. I've never seen so much green. She is... It's not as...
Luke Skywalker.
Yeah. It's... small stuff like that.
Han Solo.
I thought he was a myth. Han Solo, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the acting may... Well, I'll put that out there. But maybe the acting wasn't the greatest, or the lines, or whatever it may be. But, there is a sense of wonder, I guess, and we lived that through Rey, but
I don't know. Maybe I need to rewatch it with a different eye and think about it that way.
Yeah.
I think we do. I think Rey she can take care of herself and she's capable, but has also only been on Jakku her whole life. So I think we do get a little bit of that Luke style, what the hell's going on vibe.
Yeah.
Because 7 is just like 4, It's the same movie.
I mean...
But with a girl!
It is pretty close.
In all the best ways.
It is pretty close.
How long are they on Jakku compared to how long are they on Tatooine?
Ooh, that's a good point. Because they
probably like 10 minutes compared to 40 minutes.
No, they're on Jakku for a while, man. They're on Jakku for a while.
I don't know. I'll have to do the comparison one of these days.
See, that movie starts off completely... It's way different. We start off with the slaughter of a small town.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we're starting our series, or our trilogy?
Yeah.
Yeah, get ready.
I'm way more interested in all of that. I'm going to make a note. I'm going to calculate that before next episode. I'm going to give us an answer. How much screen time is there of Jakku versus of Tatooine? The scavenger.
I wonder if there's something about Tatooine that they'll retcon almost.
Yeah, Skywalker's from there.
Oh. Build a monument out of sand. He's so pissed. He's so fucking pissed. Oh my god.
She just buried his lightsaber in sand. That sucks.
That's one of my favorite things that we've ever thought about is Watto going around
telling people that he used to own Darth Vader.
Yeah. You know Vader? Yeah. I used to own that motherfucker. That's one of the greatest things I've ever heard. Oh my god.
Yep. Yeah, some washed up guy taking credit for stuff he never did. I hope we get to follow up with Watto at some point in all of these offshoot stories. Whether it's in a cartoon or in The Mandalorian, I want Watto to pop back up. Let's see what he's doing. How long do Toydarians live? Mind tricks don't work on them, so probably a long time.
Okay, I'll do a quick versus.
Why are we doing versus?
Not like a battle, but who's your favorite? Watto or Sebulba?
Oh man, I have to pick.
See, that's what I'm saying. I thought it was a good versus.
I mean, Sebulba's a cooler character for sure. Yeah. I think Toydarian, I think Watto is an interesting character, but he's not like. I don't know. I'm trying to think of an example. He's interesting the way bank gremlins are in Harry Potter. You know? I'm not like, I don't want more. Well, I don't know. Does that make any sense?
I'd take more Sebulba. But
More
I mean,
Sebulba,
I think I get what you're saying. I think Watto is a deeper character. Sebulba's just a dickhead racer, which is cool, and we like to see that shit on screen. But Watto's, even though he's a slave owner, he doesn't seem like a fucking piece of shit. He's just a part of that area. That's how you. It's a part of it. It's the ugly shit. So
Yeah. It says here under his appearances on Wikipedia that he was in 2 episodes of the Clone Wars. Which
really,
I'm not surprised by that. I would like to see him down the line, though.
how
Like,
long
what's he doing when in Civil War time? You know.
Probably dead. Look how bad he looked in episode 2.
True. Yeah. He just needed to shave. He would have been fine.
Is that
Just
right?
needs
That's
he
all?
just needs a night in a nice hotel. Good straight razor shave, and he would have been all good. But it doesn't say how long they live, so I have no idea. I assume, yeah, he'd still be around. Yeah.
You know what's one of my new favorite things is all of the different colors that the Twi'leks come in.
Yes, I agree, but you said it like they were getting shipped on an assembly line.
Well, it was the.
I would like my Twi'lek wife in orange, please.
Yes. It was the obviously the most recent Bad Batch episode. They had an overhead view of kind of the town's people, and it was just it was so colorful. It looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then
I
we get to see like the blue Twi'leks in Mando. Well, is she orange or is her brother orange and she's blue? The first one with Bill Burr.
Oh, yeah.
Or are they both blue? I think they're both blue.
I think she's like light blue, yeah. I don't care enough to look it up, but yes.
Me neither. But then we
Different
see
colors.
Hera. Yeah, Hera looks cool. Yeah, it's a cool little different thing that, other species are just, I don't know. Well,
They have
maybe not.
variation.
Yeah, a lot more variation. Well, is there like Gungans? Or is there like more than just orange Gungans? Are there green ones and stuff? I don't know.
Yeah, well, Boss Nass is like a frog,
Oh, that's true.
and Jar Jar's like a rabbit.
Is Boss Nass a Gungan? Or is he just the frog prince? I don't know.
He's just the boss.
Boss
He's
Nass.
some weird sort of Naboo and Gungan hybrid.
I like how he doesn't
Like
like
the
really even
penguin.
have a title. It's just boss.
Right. And is that his title or is that his first name?
Yeah. And his council members are foreman and manager and
Laborer Binks.
laborer Binks.
Yeah. Oh, man. That's funny. Laborer Binks.
Oh, man.
So you did watch episode 12 of Bad Batch?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. We also have the trailer for Star Wars Visions that came out recently.
Yeah.
The new anime series.
You can talk about that if you want.
Why? You didn't hate it? Or you did? You didn't watch it?
No, I didn't. Not yet. I like opened it up and I haven't, unfortunately, so.
It's like it's like the style of the last Cassian Andor teaser we got, where it's like a bunch of concept art and the crew talking about like what they're so excited about. So it's total anime. Basically, Lucasfilm partnered with a bunch of Japanese animation studios to kind of lead the charge, do Star Wars in their style. I can't get a clear sense of if it's all new storylines or if it's like kind of reinterpretations of existing stuff.
Maybe a
but I
good
did see
blend.
like hopefully a good blend. Actually, hopefully it's all new. Let's just do all new stuff.
It's true, but I guarantee it's going to be a blend.
Probably. I mean, I saw some new species in there, but I also saw, typical X-Wings and stuff like that. So we'll see. But it looks very cool. I mean, anything that's like a totally new take, I'm interested in.
No, I'm 100% on board. It's the same thing as like covers of a good song that you know. Like if you do a cover well, yes, I want to hear that all day. Of course, I like the fucking song and your version of it. If it's different, let's fucking do it. So yeah, even if it's rehashing the same shit, as long as they make it look cool or better or different, let's fucking do it.
Hopefully better.
The whole purpose of Disney, well, at least what they're attempting to do is pulling in a bunch of different directors to do all these movies, it's like I do want to see different visions of the Star Wars universe. So
Oh.
let's fucking do it.
Yeah, I'm in. Yeah, so nothing huge. It does say that it's coming out in September. Streaming this September, it said. So we're not far off, which surprises me that they don't have a more, like, I don't want to say it wasn't solid, but that's only 2 months away. I'm surprised there's not like a trailer with actual footage and story and stuff.
Yeah, and how long are these going to be? And I don't know.
Who knows?
Is
Someone
each
knows.
one just going to be like a short? Like a 30-minute story?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Each studio like has their own episode. I don't know how long they are, but yeah, I think it's just going to be, they're all going to be totally different. Yeah. September, 2 months. I'm still waiting for this Shinobi. Shinobi said there's like some Star Wars Renaissance coming. I'm still waiting on that.
Yeah, I need something. I need something out of this.
He has
It's
insider
true.
information that we don't have. What'd you see?
I just saw Fallen Order 2 stuff, suggestions of what they should do with it, but
But nothing about what they actually are doing with it.
yeah. Exactly.
That's just an episode of this podcast. They should do these things. They didn't. All right, let's review them.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times do you and I need to predict the future in the Star Wars universe? Especially with this most recent episode.
How do you mean?
I think there should be a clone uprising, and there should be a... Hey, guys, did you hear what Rogue Squadron said? Let's do an uprising with the clones.
As as if they heard our episode and
That's what they do. They change it.
recut the episode in
Yes.
5 days.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, we can dive into that. So it was cool. This is just like a Hera origin story, these 2 episodes.
I am glad that, let's see. Oh, the Bad Batch was in it. Yeah, it's nice to see them back in this show. It's called the Bad Batch.
And it's about the Bad Batch. Oh, yeah, I understand. Maybe the rebellion is the Bad Batch. Maybe that's what the symbology is supposed to be.
Symbolism.
You didn't say that. Yeah. Well, so what's your thought on? Is it cool that we get a little Hera origin story? I think so.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
if they don't put it in this, where else are they going to? Like, it's not gonna. You would never see it unless they were able to work it into one of these types of shows.
Yeah, that's the thing that I think both you and I have to give and take. Like, this is the time to do it, regardless. And I'm glad it somewhat paid off, and that the Bad Batch was more a part of this and made a difference. Yeah, because if it was just like them dropping shit off, and then we see a little bit more on Ryloth, and then we move on to what the fucking Bad Batch are doing, I would have been fucking pissed. But okay, Omega and all of them, Chopper, they all get to play around for a little bit. It is a little darker than I thought it would be, which was kind of nice. Like you said, they've been kind of riding that line where people are headshotting council members and fuckers. I'm like, shit, cartoon, okay.
Yeah, they've hit a good balance there. I think I am hopeful that we'll look back on it differently once it's over and thinking like, yeah, the Bad Batch is a longer arc about how they go to the rebellion. I think that's where we're headed. And I think once we see the finale in a couple weeks, it will all make sense. And then if we know the Bad Batch ends up going from kind of like deserters to joining the rebellion, then these little hits along the way make more sense.
Yeah. Yeah, and then obviously, I think what really solidified this last episode was Hauser's conscience change, and that's kind of what the seeds that we were hoping were going to be planted, and it played out that way.
I have a question on that.
Okay.
And I think it might just be how they're portraying some of the clones. But I can't get a read on what the inhibitor chip does. Because some of the clones are like literally, the switch was flipped, I'm a drone for the Empire, long live the Empire, and I'll kill everybody.
Yeah.
Other people are like, I need to make this decision for myself, this doesn't seem right. So I can't get a sense of like how they're.
Yeah,
how it
well, I
works.
mean, does the Force play into this? For how dumb of a question that, like, if you're a stronger-willed clone and you've experienced a lot more, you're probably stronger-willed and can outthink or outmatch the fucking chip that's in your head and say, hey, this isn't right. Even though, I've been bred for this shit, this doesn't seem right. I was fighting along with these fuckers. I was supposed to save these people. Now me being asked, dude, the way that Hauser explained it, we were brought here to kill the droids and save the people. Now we're here to kill the people. That doesn't make any sense.
Right.
So they're like talking themselves out of the inhibitor chip control. It's cool to see. Well, honestly, I thought all of them were gonna lay down their shit.
So did I.
I thought it was kind of stupid that let's start this uprising, and then they're just like, let's go to jail.
Right.
What the fuck was that?
Yeah, at least fight and retreat and try to escape.
Exactly. I was like, man, you were right there on the cusp of greatness.
I was also waiting for Sniper Boy to realize that he fucked over his plan and just snipe him.
See, I thought once the fucker started laying down their shields, he was going to open fire, and that was going to make the rest of them realize, hey, something's wrong here, and then they were all going to go. I was waiting for that sniper fire. I thought that was going to be the turning point where they're all like, I don't know. Boom! And you're like, oh, shit.
Dave, my resume is up to date. You can still hire us. Just go to StarWarsIsAwful.com/it-could-be-better. And you can see. Just kidding. No, it was overall, I think, good. I just feel like the imagery that they've used for the clones in some of the earlier episodes are like, once the inhibitor chip went on, they're totally stormtroopers. And now I feel like they're changing the rules, so to speak, on how much free will they have. And I'm not following.
Yeah.
But
well, and I think that's the whole point. They're playing that line that it's not solidified. Some are better people. I mean, we get to see Rex. Well, was Rex? Did he get that thing removed in the Clone Wars? Is that why he
did, yeah.
Free-willed? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mentioned something like maybe because Order 66 was like the turning point, maybe some of them weren't stationed with Jedi and they didn't have that like do or die moment of choose the Empire or choose the Jedi, Mm-hmm. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. We'll have to see how it plays out. 4 more episodes.
Yeah, I mean, it does feel like things are getting heavier.
Ish.
It does. Yeah. Hey, from a certain point of view, if Palpatine did create Anakin in a Sith ritual, isn't the Skywalker and Palpatine bloodline the same?
Yeah, it's really the Palpatine bloodline.
From a certain point of view, yeah.
Oh, well, no, it's mixed. No, there's not the bloodline. There's no blood there.
Shmi has blood?
She's a Skywalker, though. That's what I mean.
How does that's a great question. Who the fuck?
It's not like Palpatine had sex with Shmi.
Who was Shmi's dad? Why is Shmi important?
I have asked. Well, she's not.
Or she wasn't until Palpy, or until the Force just said, "Hey."
Well, I wonder how much control. Control he had, and if he did recon and picked someone to give birth to this little evil spawn, or if they just kind of did some Sith ritual and it just materialized in someone
on Tatooine, yeah,
and it would just picked someone random from the galaxy and yeah.
I think that makes more sense because I've seen Dooku try to do Sith rituals and that sort of thing. I think
in his
it was
pajamas?
in the Clone Wars. And it played out elsewhere. Just like you're saying, they did a Sith ritual and it wasn't like, hey, you're gonna get pregnant now. But they said, hey, there's gonna be a fucking spawn of Satan. We just need to find him. And then when Palpy comes across Anakin, he's like, you smell like beef. No, I know. I know who you are.
Well, let's bring this all the way back around to Harry Potter like we'd like to do. That was the same thing with the Boy Who Lived prophecy, it could have been Neville Longbottom or Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, from a certain point of view, it all would have played out. It's almost like the destiny is there regardless of who fulfills it. Shit! Did I just drop something? The destiny will always be there. It's just depending on who and when fulfills it. It's going to be fulfilled regardless. So if Harry didn't do it, Neville would have.
The prophecy is self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yes. It
fulfills itself.
Anonymously, Prophet Anonymous. Prophecy Anonymous. It will happen, just eventually. It's almost like the Sith, where the Sith taking over. It was going to happen eventually. They waited fucking thousands of years. Of course it was going to happen. They were just waiting for the right time.
Well, that's the whole storyline of Mass Effect. It's like the cycle. It's just 50,000 years. It just goes in a loop. But how many do you have to go back until you see the beginning of where'd the Reapers come from?
See?
And who was doing the 50,000 year abolishment cycle to them?
Yeah.
The storyline's so good.
Yeah.
You think we ever get a Mass Effect movie?
You know what would work is a Mass Effect movie. Because there's enough there. They could do whatever they want. I also really...
really. They kind of have to adhere to the universe.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
Well, then it wouldn't be a Mass Effect movie. It'd just be a sci-fi movie.
See, I've always loved that aspect of humans aren't the dominant species. So they walk into the universe thinking they're all big and bad, and they're like, oh, shit. These other aliens are much smarter and bigger and stronger than us, so we better figure our shit out.
Yeah, but Shepard ends up winning, so aren't they the dominant species?
They end up becoming... But
that makes them the dominant species because they come in as the underdogs and then they fuck everything up.
But I wouldn't even say that because they obviously had help from other species. Quite a few.
But it takes their real advantage. That's the whole thing. I think is like the special thing about humans. I'm trying to think of like a analogy. There's another movie that a bunch of things do that,
like Luke Skywalker, where he just can't lose. He's the underdog.
Yes. Luke is Shepard? Is that what you're saying?
Shepard Skywalker.
It'll come to me. I'll bring it back up when it pops in my head. There's another one that I'm thinking of. Fuck. Stupid brain. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Move along.
Move along.
That's really all that happened in that episode, though, is, clones changing their minds and then Hera origin story.
Yeah, I mean, Hera flies for the first time. We see Chopper do some Chopper stuff.
I hate Chopper.
It is okay. So I mean, they're playing this poetry game quite a bit with Hera's plea from the Bluetooth.
Yep.
Message that they receive. It's like, I need help, and you're like, we must help. So.
They don't want to, though. It's Omega convinces them.
Omega calls the Bad Batch her brothers, and from many points of view, that's very true, which is cool. Yeah, I mean, it's playing on that. Obviously, family matters, but they're playing both sides of it. Where we see Rey adopt a family in the Skywalkers because that's all she knows, and that's what feels right. But then also Hera. I'm playing the both sides of this because obviously blood family, but you see that where Omega plays the Rey side, and it's kind of like her adopted brothers that are also blood, but I don't know what I'm trying to say because it doesn't really work. I was just gonna say because it's one family is a true family. Hera has family. That's her mom and dad.
Right.
Where Omega, even though they're blood related, they're not technically family. I mean, they're brothers and sisters from a certain point of view, but
she was also made in a test tube and grew up with just Camino and doing tests on her all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
It was more of a learned adopted family, even though they're blood related. That's what I'm saying it's more of a Rey-esque thing where she's kind of adopting this group of guys as her family. So
yeah,
they're kind of playing both sides of that coin, and the whole purpose is the family matters. So if we don't start making change now, then fuck the universe. Fuck the galaxy. Like, why are we even here? Yep. And I loved that Omega dropped some knowledge because Hunter was like, nope, too dangerous. And Omega's like, I thought that's what good soldiers did, was defend. And Hunter's like, fuck, you're right. That
You
makes
turn it
sense.
into a bitch hunter?
Yeah, I would have loved that if she... What?
She
You
said
coming
that
in-
exact line?
You're coming off like a beach.
Fuck.
Bit of a cunt there, Hunter.
That's the dialogue that we need in a children's cartoon in Star Wars. Come on. Let's be honest.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Star Wars is about family, right?
It is.
If you
It
learned
is.
anything.
I also saw it was the smallest little snippet, and honestly, I can't even think of where it was from, but they were talking about how Force abilities, like Force sensitive characters, when they're first found, it's like honed abilities, and they're very targeted. So from a certain point of view, Anakin's one big thing was his reflexes.
Yeah.
He could just, that's why he could win, because his reflexes are crazy and he can anticipate things. I think other characters, they might be able to sense people's feelings really well and something like that. So I was just kind of playing off it's a feeling. Anakin gets a feeling when he's flying a pod racer. There's something that he can do, but he can't really explain. He just does it. He's the only human that can do it. Well, obviously he's the only human that can do it because he's a fucking Jedi. And there's not too many Jedi that spend their time blasting away on pod racers.
Right.
So, I think it's cool that, like, I'm just saying how you can identify Force-sensitive children. Like, one might be really good at coloring inside the lines. And that Force-sensitive child would be good at focusing. So,
Oh yeah, I wonder what kind of if they have like a little clipboard as they're going around the galaxy.
organization skills.
Yeah, do they know their colors properly?
Yeah, memory. Can you just remember it all?
Right. How can you count to 99?
How many Pokemon have you caught so far?
Exactly. How many Beanie Babies do you have? These are all important things we need to know before you come into the Jedi Order.
But it's an enhanced specific skill that the Jedi are looking for. Like, I don't know. This guy, this kid has foreseen the future so many times and it's come true. Well, we should probably go and pick him up because let's hone those skills. So,
Well, the thing is, I wonder how much, if parents see that kind of stuff, they probably chalk it up to just like, oh, it's just like a fluke. It's a coincidence.
yeah.
No one's out there reporting. I wonder if parents like want their kids to become a Jedi. If it's like going to like a prestigious private school.
It's like a way out though. That's for most of them because a lot of them are just poor.
Yeah.
So
but
it's
some
like-
of them probably don't want to give their kids away.
But I would assume you just want a better life for your child. So it's like Shmi. Shmi was a perfect example. Like, obviously, I don't want to let my kid go, but he's going to be way better off. So,
And then he ends up becoming Darth Vader. So that worked.
So, weird one-night stand Jedi dude, take my child away.
That was the fucking tuition.
That's it. Get it in. And then,
Oh my
yeah, how did that
dude.
work? He bangs Shmi, and he still ends up with a kid.
He had to pay for the kid somehow.
Yeah, I don't
They
know.
won the race. Anakin's free, but like you can't just steal him. So he had to pay tribute.
Also, Anakin literally shows up after winning the race
Yeah.
with a fuck ton of money and says, "Mom, look at all this money that we got." And Anakin, you're free.
Yeah, because they sold the pod. Remember?
Why couldn't they have used that money to buy Shmi's freedom?
Well, that's not. It's enough for a pod. It's not enough for a slave.
No,
Watto says
pod
it,
is worth 2 slaves. He even
not
says
by
it.
a long shot. It's in the dialogue. Lucas thought of everything.
But no, that makes it worse. He won with that pod, so it's probably worth a lot more. They've already won Anakin, and they still have the pod racer. They should be able to sell that and get Shmi back. I don't know. Whatever.
No, that's the money that he has is because they sold the pod.
Who has?
When Anakin has that money, it's because they sold the pod.
Right. So they should buy Shmi with the money.
It's not enough, though. Watto says it's not enough.
But it is. From a very certain point of view, it is exactly enough for one slave.
Well, you can at least get 2/3 of her. I don't know.
Oh, wow. Oh, the bottom half. That's what Qui-Gon was thinking. Oh my god. Yeah.
You can have her 5 days out of the week.
Joint custody of Shmi.
Yeah,
Jesus.
that's true. How if Aunt?
No, let's leave it there. Jesus.
I was just gonna say, how much did Klieg Lars have to fork over to buy Shmi? And then what kind of investment is that if you just set her free and then you marry her and now you have to just pay for her bills and stuff?
I don't know. I think Qui-Gon was already tapped out on how many people he could own. Anakin, he's got a Jar Jar Binks running around. I think
He's got Obi-Wan.
He's got a limit, yeah.
And he's got all the baggage of the Jedi Order. That's just too much.
Yeah. And all the Queen's wardrobes. All the Queen's wardrobe.
Yeah, if they had thrown that into the deal, maybe they could have had enough to buy Shmi. Or at least given her some clothes before they pieced out.
What is the most... This is going to be
Hang on a second. They're there to help the Queen. And Obi-Wan's like, oh, we can just sell all of her clothes. That would help, right? That's such a ridiculous thing to say.
I found a box of clothes. You want to get rid of them?
Just sell all of her guards.
I found a bunch of her food, too. You want to get rid of that?
Just sell her. Give us
Yeah.
Anakin. Even trade. Let's get out of here.
Even trade.
Oh.
Yeah. This is going to be a very generic question, but I think it's worthwhile. What is the most epic scene in Star Wars for you?
Oh, man.
Or maybe a couple.
We always do
doesn't
this.
have to be a
Pick
battle.
one. All right, I got my 9 top epic scenes in all of just one Star Wars movie.
Well, I'm going to say top 3, and then as you build your top 3, I'm going to add about 4.
Exactly. I want to steal yours. Oh, man. Top epic scenes in Star Wars. Yeah, let me think about it.
I'm going to throw a couple out there. Not that, because I'm sure we're going to collab on this because our minds 2 are better than 1 here. But one scene that really I felt like, holy shit, like shit's getting real, is Rogue One with the initial shot of the Death Star killing Jeddah City. And then the planet folding up on itself, killing Saw Gerrera, and they basically gathered their party and got out of there as the fucking, and then Lightspeed. Oh, dude, that is one crazy scene to me, and it doesn't even have anything to do with the Jedi or anything. It's just like, fuck, like they did it. They fucking did it. And Saw goes out in a badass way. The message is sent. It's one scene that I really do love, and it's crazy because, like I said, there's no Jedi involved. It's just a beautiful scene.
It's a really good one. The first one that popped into my head is the throne room scene in Last Jedi when Kylo kills. First of all, Rey trying to fuck around and Snoke playing with her, and then Kylo killing Snoke, and then them fighting the guards. That whole sequence is wonderful. That's the first one that popped into my head.
Yeah, and then on the same fucking leaf, it's the Lightspeed scene. Jesus.
Yeah, and then Luke as a Force Ghost projection.
Yeah.
There's so much good in that.
Yeah, there's some very, very high points. That Lightspeed scene still to this day gives me goosebumps. If I really am watching it, I'm like,
yeah,
fuck. Like that's the rebellion in one scene. They are sacrificing themselves to live, basically. They have these martyrs that's how they need to continue this rebellion is I'm going to kill myself so you guys can get away.
Yep.
And Luke literally does the same exact thing with his Force projection.
Yep.
Almost unknowingly, but he's like, I'm going to give everything I got so you guys can squeak away again. So, no, it's good. It's crazy.
The next one I thought of was, because I did mention Luke, is Luke slicing up all of those Death Troopers, or not Death Troopers, which ones are they? Dark Troopers.
Dark Troopers, yeah.
At the end of Mando and getting Grogu.
Is it weird that isn't one for me?
No, it's not weird.
I mean, it's hard to say anything but good things about that scene, obviously. And the build-up, because there was basically nothing. Well, there was those seeds planted along the way. Jedi, we got Grogu. What's going to happen?
Yeah.
Which was really cool. It's weird because it's almost too poetic for me. Like, it's okay. Yeah, I've seen the
Yeah.
Vader scene. Now his son's got to be the badass and do the same thing, but with a green lightsaber. Like, yeah, I get it. It was cool. It was really cool. But
It's a funny interpretation for me, because for me it's like, I've never thought Luke was that badass, and now I finally have confirmation that he's a fucking savage. And for many other Star Wars fans, it's like Luke has always been the main hero, and this is like his big finale, you know?
yeah, I can see for an older fan, like, that's the payoff they've been waiting for.
Right.
The same thing. I mean, the same thing with the Vader scene. Like, you've been wanting Vader to actually do something.
True.
And that's
Actually,
why,
yeah, I think that's a good one.
I mean, yeah, that's an obvious one. Yeah. Well, see, this is my point.
No,
It's wrapping all the way back around. The blowing up of Alderaan should be, but it's not. It's way the fuck out there. It goes boom, and then literally it's just like, oh, man.
the blowing up the Death Star should be too.
But it's not.
Not for me.
Not to me. No.
It is
Me
for
neither.
some. Yeah, not for me though.
Yeah. Huh.
Not for me.
What about any Jedi battles? Which one? I mean, it's kind of hard to say not like over Anakin, but
I would say Rey and Kylo on that fucking sail barge thing fighting in Episode 9.
oh, really?
It's not a sail barge. Whatever.
It's one of my favorite fight scenes because it feels so natural, but I wouldn't call it a high point for me. But I do like how the soundtrack or the score like just disappears for a while, and you just hear splashes of water and lightsabers.
Yeah.
It is pretty cool.
I would say it's the most. I mean, obviously we have Anakin and Obi-Wan. That one's huge.
Yeah.
We obviously have Darth Maul in Episode 1.
Well, Sidious and Yoda.
But as far as like epic lightsaber duels and force powers, that's definitely at the top of my list.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're doing stuff there that, like, you know, we only thought was possible in like Star Wars video games, I feel. Like they make
Yeah.
them look like superheroes in that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's up there for me for sure.
Maybe another one for me, even though I'll just say it. Kylo killing Han at the end of Episode 7.
Is that epic?
See,
is
the
it
issue is
momentous?
Han's a great character, and he's probably one of my top 5. I think I even included him in my top 5. But it's like, I don't know. It felt like they brought him back to kill him off, and that took away from the epicness of it. Like, it's like, I don't know. Like, they fumble across him, smuggling Rathars. Like, of course they do. Of course they do. It just
It was
didn't
the will
feel-
of the Force
Oh.
that Rey runs into him. All the Force was planting all these seeds, and it finally led to that moment.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's valid. I don't know. I don't know if it's up there with the Lightspeed scene or any of the other ones. I
True.
know it's you're probably right.
Yeah. You know what's interesting? All the ones that I just listed are
Disney
Episode
era?
7 and later. Yeah. Huh. I wonder why that is. Maybe because they're just more present, more recent in my mind, you know?
Well, like I said, I don't want to harp on it, but the filmmaking has just gotten better. They know how to build up a scene and make it epic.
There's certain tropes, too. I mean, that's been a big thing since Iron Man. Like, every Marvel movie has, like, that big, extravagant finale, you know?
Yeah.
So they're taking part of that for sure, but Battle of Scarif, Radical Phoenix here says. Yep.
Scarif makes sense. I mean, it's one of my favorite battles. I don't know if I would call it epic.
What?
It is my favorite battle. It's my favorite
Dare
battle.
you? I know, but how would you not call that epic?
Because it's about people. I feel like for it to be crazy epic to me, it's got to be about people. It's always got to be about people.
Right.
And I know there's soldiers on the ground making a difference, but it's more of a grand scale battle and how it flows in and out of each other. That's why I think it's epic. I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
You just said it
you're
was
not
epic.
wrong. I know. It's well. That's why I think it's my favorite. But like to put it up against a Lightspeed scene, I'm like, does it hit the same strings? Maybe not, but it is up there. It's way up there. Is there? Yeah, what are the prequel ones? There's probably none in Episode 1, unfortunately.
No, I was gonna say the arena battle, and then when all the clones show up at the end of episode 2. That's up there for me.
Yeah, I don't think unfortunately, I don't know if I would pick anyone from episode 1. Episode 2, I don't think so either.
And 3, obviously, the end, the double battle happening at the same time.
Well, if you want to put one for sure in episode 3, it's Order 66.
True.
And then the killing of the younglings. Jesus. And him walking into the Jedi Temple with the clones. You're like, dude. What the fuck? Yeah, that's definitely one. Order 66 slash younglings.
This podcast is over.
Yeah.
Pod Race, Radical Phoenix threw in Pod Race, and then also anything from Solo? He said Train Heist.
Yeah, it's like I want the train heist to be it, but yeah, that's a hard one because I haven't watched Solo for a minute. Maybe I'll have to rewatch it.
That might be next on my list. Actually, I haven't watched anything Star Wars in a bit. I was on a huge Marvel train for a while, which I need to get back to because I still haven't watched Loki, and it ended, and I think it's 6 episodes, and people said the finale was fucking great. So I really need to start that this week.
K2SO's death.
It's not epic though.
The entire movie of Rogue One is epic.
Yes,
to
I
me.
knew you were gonna get there at some point. You were just gonna kind of truncate it down. I don't know if like the K2 death and the Han death, those are definitely momentous and like important. I wouldn't say that they're epic necessarily though.
Well, I mean, I could
guess.
argue the same thing about Snoke dying.
Well, it's not just Snoke dying; it's the whole thing. Snoke or Kylo and Rey being in the throne room, her confronting Snoke. Snoke gets killed when you least expect it, and then the fight scene.
I mean, I imagine one that we're skipping that OT fans would probably jump on board is the last fight scene in 6. Vader and Sidious and Luke.
Oh, yeah. Again, not for me, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's
not for me.
It's hard to say because I think the tension is there and it's set up to be. It's just, it's not as refined as the stuff that comes out now. But maybe I'll rewatch it and feel a little differently, It's really it's the one thing that the chord that it never hit was the father-son. Like, I don't know, it felt just kind of disjointed at that point.
Well, now that you're a dad, watch it again. See if anything different.
Yeah.
That's what's been happening to me.
What I allowed, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, what I
the
allow.
only real way to test that is you have to become evil.
Yeah, I have to allow a coworker to electrocute my son.
No, first you have to give your son to somebody in the desert for 19 years.
Oh yeah, give him away. Yeah. We'll figure this out. We'll play it out. We'll see how I feel.
All right. Battle of Hoth. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's one that I don't know if I get chills from it, but it is one hell of a way to start off a fucking movie.
One of these times we should do we may have done this in the past, but favorite set pieces.
Oh,
in Star Wars.
I'll give you some outside of the movies.
Okay.
So I am slowly sludging through Rebels. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting there. Oh, by the way,
episode 271. We're getting there.
Episode 1, bitch.
Oh, is that the one from Celebration?
Hot Topic.
Wait, is that animated or is that the actual poster?
No, it's the actual poster.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah. Very nice. I like it.
Oh shit! I broke my stuff. What was I saying?
Rebels.
Oh, outside of epic stuff outside of the movies.
Well, yeah. Vader
Ahsoka. Vader Ahsoka stuff. When Vader's chasing after the group of rebels and Ahsoka's with him and he senses her and says the apprentice lives and she fucking freaks and passes out. I'm like oh my god. It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah,
and it's just a small thing and I wouldn't I don't know. It's not groundbreaking, but it's that tension, man. You feel it.
Yeah. Yeah, along those lines, you might also say the last 2 episodes of Clone Wars.
Oh, absolutely.
66, Ahsoka, Rex, Maul, all that. the lightsaber, and then Vader comes back and
Yeah.
sees
You
the
know,
helmets and shit.
if we want to throw something else in there, the KOTOR realization when you find out you're fucking Revan.
I haven't had that realization in a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say the end battle, Cal Kestis against Vader, when he fucking
Yep.
shows up, you're like, this is not what I signed up for. I need to get the fuck out of here. Like, I barely defeated this. I can't deal with that.
Yep.
Ugh,
That's a demon.
yeah, that's that's a demon.
That's a demon.
With
I had
a
to
breathing
run.
problem. But yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I think that it's funny because I think KOTOR was maybe the first time I truly felt that. Where I finally learned, when you finally learn that you're Revan, you're like, dude,
Spoiler.
the whole game flipped on its head. You're like, God, they were talking about me in front of me.
Right.
Council, are you sure Revan's truly gone? Bitch, I'm right here. After I figured it out.
I'm surprised no one slipped up. Honestly, that's a lot. It's a big lie to keep covered.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Vandar wasn't like, you think this guy? I mean, you think Revan is actually gonna?
Are you sure he's good? I mean, I don't know how to ask this question. Yeah. But that, I think, in 2003, that was the first time I really thought, whoa,
Yeah.
Star Wars can do that?
Mhm.
And it's crazy to say because episode 1 and 2 had been out.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa, I didn't know.
Do you think the bomb drop thing was a big? I feel like there are things that come into TV and film that become like a standard thing to do over time, and then every movie like uses it, and then like a decade later they kind of it goes away. I feel like the bomb drop like 2/3 of the way through something where like it's the big twist, it's the Shyamalan twist or whatever,
Yeah.
you know. I feel like that wasn't really a thing back in the 70s and 80s, so that wasn't really part of those first three.
Yeah, well, and it's kind of walking that fine line now because every movie has that. So
Right.
So now it's like, when is it gonna happen? How is it gonna happen? And you're like expecting it, and if it doesn't happen, you're like, dude, that was a terrible movie.
Dude, yeah, actually, wow. All right, so we just identified it in what were you talking about? Just
We figured it all out. Wait, where am I?
KOTOR. It's in Solo because Kira reveals that she's actually working for what the fuck. It's in 7 because Kylo kills Han. I'm trying to think of like the big twist moment.
Oh yeah.
Where like you didn't expect this would happen, or a character reveals himself as whoever. I was just trying to think of other moments in recent Star Wars where that's been. I just wanted to see if it was in like every single new entry.
Play it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what's in 7? Oh, Han dies.
Yeah, Kylo kills Han. Well, I guess maybe you realize that Kylo is Han's son first.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the twist. Snoke dying in 8, that's the twist.
Yeah.
Subverting expectations, we'll call it. No, it's the Shyamalan twist for sure.
Yeah. Does episode 9 have a major twist?
Palpatine.
It is. Yeah. It's always been Palpatine.
You're a Palpatine.
You're a Palpatine.
I love Kylo, but that line is awful.
Yeah.
That
I
is
agree.
so dumb.
And I also, to hate upon it even more, I hate the setting of it. I hate the setting of it.
To hate upon it.
To hate upon it. I hate the setting of it. I hate that there's a fucking audience of First Order. Like, that feels like something that should be very private, and he should, like, let her know. I don't know, in a different, like, just to be in a hangar and be like, you're a Palpatine. Like, dude.
Right. Everyone's trying to escape. You're just like, hang on. I know that there are enemies and we all want to kill them. You probably have orders that you should shoot them right now. Hang on. Let's talk about your parents.
Yeah. I really, that was a swing and a miss for me.
Yeah.
Not only the script, but the setting. I just thought, is that the time to do it? Is that?
Right.
Kylo, you've never seen a movie, have you, Kylo? Chill out.
Yeah. I hate talking about 9 because every time we talk about it, I just hate it more.
Or if she realized it elsewhere and he more confirmed it. Like if she started figuring it out and he didn't even say it, he just said, yeah. That's it.
Yep.
Who is she? Because that's that was where they planted the seeds. Who is she? At the very beginning. What can you give me? Everything. I'll give you her last name. Palpatine.
I have her birth certificate. Christ, dude.
Yeah.
Her social security number.
I will, maybe not epic, but another goosebumpy one is always when he does that forced lightning in episode 9. If you have a good sound system, I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, I need to put on some nice headphones and listen to that again.
Woo!
I'm just gonna watch the fight and then watch that electrocution celebration and then.
Dude, and
be
it's
done.
it's partly his face too, because he like looks up at the sky and does that real crooked like
He's happy.
smirk, and then just goes at it. You're like, oh, that was like Joker-esque. Like, ha fuckers, done.
He's super happy about it.
Yeah.
He learned. He got his XP. He leveled up. He got it for Storm. I mean, that's pretty. It's a big part of the game, really. Yeah.
You know what I think the original trilogy did well is played upon the Jedi being like not real. That people, I do like that aspect that Han pushes back and says, "Shit ain't real."
Right.
Like that's how 99% of the galaxy should react.
Right.
But like.
And even the 1%
Scavenger-
that did know about Jedi are a little hesitant because they all got killed.
Yeah. So the fact that's what I'm saying. It was there's some small things like where Rey on Jakku on a junkyard planet still hears legends about Luke Skywalker. Like, I get it, but should she really know about Luke Skywalker? I don't know. 30, 40 years after the fact. I don't know. It's more of just a question, and I do like that Han plays that pivotal role of like, fuck the Jedi. That shit doesn't mean anything to me. I've lived 30, 40 years, however old Han is, and so forth. I've never heard or seen about any of this shit. You guys are making it up.
If he had stuck around with Kira a few extra minutes, he would have seen the holo transmission to Darth Maul.
Yeah. Holy shit! What is that?
I'd give up. We can't fight that.
Can't fight that.
Is there? What's the?
You still trying to think about an epic scene in Solo?
No, I'm trying to think of why the fuck they haven't announced Solo 2 yet. That's a total sequel setup, and I really want them to make Solo 2. And they need to do a whole trilogy.
It's a valid point. Like, why put that in there at the end and then do nothing with it? They didn't even make comics for Kira and Maul Beyond, right?
If
there is, I
don't know.
That's a miss on us, but maybe
Probably.
Shinobi knows.
I don't know anything about the comics, so it probably is our fault.
To hate upon it.
Yeah. Yeah, I support the Solo 2 thing. They need to do that.
Of course.
That's what I say.
I support any Star Wars venture. If you're going to make me a goddamn movie next year, do it. Do it.
True.
We need this insider information. Like Shinob's got.
Yeah, he's not going to tell us.
He's making it up. He's a fake fan.
Yes.
Can you see the chest muscles on Luke behind me?
I love that poster. It's so ridiculous.
It is. It is.
Makes no sense.
It is.
I wonder if that was made before or after they cast them.
That one has to be after, because Leia looks like Leia, and so does Luke. The original one, they don't look nearly like like their characters. I'm saying that they're just random people on there.
All Star Wars posters are terrible.
I'm surprised that Return of the Jedi has Vader in the top. Like none of them.
Vader's in all three.
None of them have Sidious as the actual bad guy. It's always been him. No, it's not.
Well, because when Return of the Jedi was coming out, they didn't want to like give it away yet, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess that's not true. You saw a hologram of him.
Yep.
Who knows?
I wonder how much they added on to the character of Sidious throughout the movies, because all we see is a holo transmission, and he's just telling Vader to do some stuff, and Vader's like, okay.
Yeah.
But to like build it like into a Sith, and he's a part of this cult, and he's gonna die and come back, and I mean they've built crazily upon the character of Sidious, and he's also a Darth, like,
Right.
and he used to be a politician. Like, there's so much involved in building that character of Sidious that in the original trilogy he was just a orangutan in a fucking cloak.
Yeah. And then you go all the way back, and he's born on the same planet as... Oh, never mind.
As Jar Jar.
Yeah, I was going to say Anakin. I was like, wait, that's not correct.
Yeah,
From a certain point of view, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe the Gungans are the reason Sidious went evil and wanted to take over and kill everything.
Because he was just sick of living on the planet with the Gungans.
He lived on Naboo, and every day, good morning, Miss okay. Like, oh my god, I'm just gonna murder everything.
Risky morning munchin'.
Risky morning. Fuck that dude.
Yeah.
And that's
I
why
can
he went
see
to
that.
lightning, because water conducts electricity, and he just wanted to fry the ocean, everything in it. Always a bigger fish. Fuck your fish.
Sith powers are like Pokemon elements, yes.
Mm-hmm. I'm still waiting for them to push that realm.
What?
Like, of course we have Sith lightning, but let's see fucking Sith flame and like all these elemental aspects. Like, why the fuck not? I'm sure Sith lightning in
Yeah, where did lightning come from? Yeah.
episode 6 was the first time we saw it.
No, I know, but like, why pick lightning? Like,
Right.
Does it get? Because everything else is like you doing stuff without touching something.
Yeah.
Like it's like almost like telekinesis. So I just wonder where he came up with Force lightning from.
Well, and it's a lot of times you're using the energy around you to like.
Right.
I imagine like when you're doing a force push, you're like using the air or something to push the person in front of you, or something along those lines. The shit is already like you can't create energy, but to do a force lightning, it's literally like you're creating energy. So it is very.
Right. Yeah,
very
law
different.
of thermodynamics does not exist in Star Wars, does it?
Yeah, you cannot create energy.
That's the one where it cannot be created or destroyed or whatever, right?
No, it's a law of physics. Hydromechanics.
The law of telekinetics.
The law of laws.
The law of telekinetics. No, I'm actually serious. The law of thermodynamics.
No.
Okay, whatever. I give up. I'm not a physics cast.
No, yeah.
I won't go down that. I failed. Well, I didn't fail because obviously I graduated high school, but pretty much failed physics. So copying answers is the only way anything happened. I shouldn't admit that on a live podcast. All right,
yeah.
everybody. It is
Oh, yeah.
episode 271
Now
of
that's
this
called
podcast.
That's called being resourceful.
It took 271 episodes for me to admit that I almost didn't pass physics. Been holding it in this whole time.
The whole time.
Here I am. Sorry, Mom.
Yeah, I guess I'd like to see what others thought of maybe potential force energies, force abilities that you can do. Some flame stuff.
Yeah.
Control water. You could just be some fucking Poseidon bitch.
Yeah.
I mean,
then
where
you're
does it
getting
end?
into like Avatar, and then like there's Fire Sith on this planet, and there's Water Sith, and there's Earth Sith, and there's Air Sith,
Love Sith.
and then there's the last Airbender Sith, and then they all fight.
No, I get it. I think it is a thin line to walk, because once you get into it, you're just like, well,
It'd be
my
cool for a
flame,
video game, though.
my flame beats your lightning. All right, we're done with this.
All right, that's fair. If you have ideas for what elements Sith should use when they're fighting each other, please mail us a Cheez-It.
It's true. Good Day Galaxy, we appreciate most of you.
I'm stopping. I'll take Cheez-Its, please. P.O. Box 69.
Grass attack.
Grass attack.
The element of surprise.
That's a good one. That's the one the main Jedi use. Yeah.
We're here. Oh, shit.
Damn it. I was so surprised.
Was not expecting that. All right.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you sometime.